to my channel. On today's video, we'll be talking about confirmation entries. I'll be teaching you how to wait for confirmations before you make your entries on the trade. And before I start this video, please subscribe to my channel. Well, so as you can clearly see boldly on the screen, I have forms of confirmation. We have the break of structure, the change of character, we have engulfing candle, we have liquidity sweep, we have strong displacement. These are forms of confirmation. These are how you can confirm entries on your trade before you actually take entries on whatever trade you have. Because sometimes most of you are just blindly going to a trade. Let's say you have a demand or a supply and then price taps into it, and then immediately you're just buying into it or selling into it, depending on which one, disregarding the fact that there are confirmations to these things. So you don't just take trades based off the fact that you anticipate. You take trades off evidence, which is you let the market give you its hand first and you take it. You don't just be on there guessing, and that's why most of you are not consistently profitable, or most of you just feel like you don't even know what you're doing, or you do it right today, tomorrow it doesn't go right, because it's not even guaranteed that every demand or every supply, every support, every resistance is going to be valid, because at times those resistance or those support might just be the points where price might decide to change its structure, change its direction, and then you just sit there hoping. You have to have confirmations. This will help you in cases of price going back to retest. Most times it's not going to even hold around those places. Sometimes rather it's not going to hold around those places, and then it's just going to break past it, and you're wondering, and you've entered early and you're wondering, oh my god, I just lost this trade, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. And you might really know what you're doing, but you just don't have those confirmations to enter a trade correctly. Or you enter too early, you don't wait for price to take liquidity, you don't wait for liquidity sweep, you don't wait for signs, you don't wait for the market to give you its hand before you enter the trade. You just enter the trade, which is why most trade will result to losses. You enter too early, you end up risking way more than you're supposed to risk. These are just actually why they happen. So in this video, I will be helping you or explaining better so you can understand how to get confirmations when entering a trade. So first we have the break of structure. So we're going to start with the break of structure. Now when you have, I'm going to take, every topic is connected to each other on the list I made. So I'm going to take them and put them together. So I'm going to be using my charts as well. This is TradingView. I'll drop the link in my description. You can make use of it. I also use Exness as a broker. I'll also drop the link in the description. And don't forget to also subscribe. Disclaimer, this is just for educational purpose. This is not a financial advice. So pay close attention. So first, I'm going to start with this. Now you can see around this point, price gets here first, right? That's a liquidity point. Price gets there first. You know there's going to be a lot of entries, a lot of orders around that point, which what I told you in the video I made about liquidity. Liquidity is literally just where money is seated in the market, where orders are seated in the market. So once you have this point, you know that people are expecting that, because you can see the opposite side of it, that there's a support or a resistance, whichever term you like to use, around there. So if you see the opposite side and we mark it out, So, and you mark this part out, you can clearly see that around here, the support or resistance that price retested back into is, it's been tapped into it, right? And this was the first tap he made. In fact, this was the first one. It went up, it came back, it cleared it out again, and then it came for the last time and it swept out the liquidity. You can see price came in, and then of course we're expecting it to now pump upwards, right? Because it came back, it hit the points we're expecting. We all are expecting a buy at that level. Good. But then now price comes down here. The first thing you should be expecting or waiting for is confirmation. Most people don't even wait for confirmation. Most people would have already taken a buy at that level. In fact, this very first entry here would have given most people the signal to take a buy. And now what you did, if you notice on the chart, price taps in here first, it goes upward. If it was going to be valid, or if that buy was going to hold, it's supposed to break the previous high. It didn't break it, and that would have been a change of character. It didn't break it, so there's no confirmation that this buy is going to hold. It came back, it only tested this point, and then it continued downwards again. It got into the same point. This is our expected level for price to retest back to. So it did respect it. And it tapped into it again. This time. So, which is the expected level. It does get up there and then it reverses. So there's no sign, there's no confirmation that price wants to hold at that level, or the buy is going to hold. So you can clearly see price returns back into it, taps into it again, and then most people would want to buy from there again, right? There's no confirmation because there's no change of character, there's no break of structure, there's no engulfing candle, there's no displacement, there's nothing. You can see all the forms of confirmation I list. There is none that is present from that standpoint that would actually give us a confirmation to go ahead and take a buy. So you can clearly see that price came back. Now there's a lot of entries that would have been taken, or a lot of trades that would have been taken around this level. Price come back, it sweeps out the liquidity. They know that people would be waiting to take entries at this level. They know. You understand? So you have to not think like the rest of traders, and you have to start standing out and thinking exceptionally and start waiting for confirmations. Don't be victims of these traps. They're traps, literally. Because they know that most people don't wait for confirmations. They know most people don't even know how to confirm if it's proper for them to be on that trade already or not. And then it sweeps the liquidity, price goes up. It still didn't break this. There's no break of structure, there's no change of character. It comes back again. You can see that it comes back again. Most people would have taken another buy from here, targeting this point at least, and still price did absolutely nothing. It came back into it and then it taps into it again. At this point, you know that, okay, price comes back again and takes out all the others sitting around here. The first one, the second one, and this point, that's pure liquidity sweep. It's taking all of it out, and then it goes upwards, and then it breaks this high. You can see that's a clear confirmation. It breaks that high, it retests back into it. This is a daily time frame. This is a higher time frame. Sorry, I don't know what time frame it is, but it's a higher time frame. And if we reduce it to a lower time frame, probably 4 hours, you would see that this the sell candle here is a retest back to this point. So price breaks it, retests back to this point, continues, it retests. All these retests that are happening are confirmations. Now, firstly, the first break is a change of character. It retests back, it goes up, then it has a break of structure. This is another very, very good confirmation for entries. A break of structure, change of character. Change of character is the one that happens first, then followed by the break of structure. All of these are entries because at this point, price breaks here, it breaks this, there's a change of character. Now that is so obviously sorry. Obviously there's a change of character at this level. There's a change of character. Now price, there's a change of character. You can see this little retest back into it, and then price goes up. Now this point becomes the next break of structure. This next point becomes the break of structure. Break of structure. Now how I would trade this is price bounces off here. Most of you just fear the idea that you would miss out on the trade or you wouldn't be able to find another entry, but you always find entries. It may take some time. Sorry. So how I would trade this is after this point, which I would wait for confirmations. This is the first break that he made, and then this is a change of character. So I would either take my long, which is my buy, from this point. Price changes the character. I will take it from this point, and then I'll be targeting the high, which is this point. And then a stop loss, yeah, definitely will be adjusted. So what I do most of the time is this. So my stop loss will be somewhere around there, and that's it. And if I don't want to enter that early, I can always wait for price to retest back into the change of character, which it did slightly here. So I would go to a lower time frame, and then I would mark out this one, this sell candle, and that would be the level where my stop loss and my entry would start from, which is clearly where it is. Here, the beginning and the top, because that's the last sell candle, and then price continues upwards, and then it retests back here, and then it continues. You can clearly see it does retest into the break of structure, which is another entry level. I can decide to open another trade there. You don't just open multiple positions blindly. It's either you're entering your multiple positions from this level or a single position, or you wait for a retest as price progresses, and then you have another entry. In fact, it even came back twice. It came back here again once, and then that's another extra entry. So price gets here. Most people would have taken their profit out here or probably not, or even fear that they've actually missed out, and price comes back, just taps out there, and then boom. That's all. That's really all. That's how easy it is. It doesn't sound so easy. It sounds so easy, but and it is easy. You just have to keep it very, very, very simple. Very, very, very simple, because it's easy. It's actually easy. So that's really it. So you can see there was a change of character, there was a break of structure, and the engulfing candle that I talked about there is this. After price retests into the break of structure, you can see the candle, the buy candle after the last sell candle. You can see that's an engulfing candle. You can see the momentum, the push. That's a engulfing candle. And for the strong displacement, which is also what it also means, but displacement is mostly used in breaker block terms. It's a term mostly used for breaker block concept. And then that's just really it. The liquidity sweep, the change of character, the break of structure, the strong displacement, the engulfing candle, everything was present. The whole signs are there. You don't just open the market and then you just anticipate, oh, price is gonna go here, it's gonna go there, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that, without it giving you its hands. It gives you its hands, you take it and you go with it. That's the only way that it works. You can't just want to do this your way. There are rules to these things, there are guidelines to these things, and you have to watch out for them. That's just really it. So yeah, that is really all on entry confirmations. That's how easy it is to actually get the confirmations on those for your entries. Yeah. So stick around. I make amazing videos like this all the time. Just stick around and subscribe to my channel. You can turn on the notification button to also get notified when I make posts. Yeah, that's how easy it is. This is how I would trade it. There's nothing more to it, and it works all the time.